So we need to have a little chat about capitalism. I keep hearing these socialists, communists, hardcore lefties whining about capitalists. It's amazing to me that these useful idiots, Antifa types, don't understand that they're being used by the fascists they claim to rail against, like Soros, like Gates, like all the multinationals, the oligarchs, the big tech, the monopolies. They're all fascist, which are also on the left, by the way. But they're whining about these fascists, crony capitalists, as they're referred to. Really, they're just fascists. This government, public-private partnership they like to talk about, that's just fascism. That's just multinationals working with the globalists to help the globalists achieve their goals while being promised the world. Have a look at it. Throughout COVID, who benefited? All the multinationals, all the oligarchs, all the monopolies, all big tech, they all record profits. Small business, medium-sized business, they're the ones who suffered. They're the ones who took it on the chin. What you're seeing isn't capitalism. What you're witnessing is fascism, crony capitalism, and communism, the merging of those two ideologies, who are both firmly on the left, extreme left, authoritarian, totalitarian, big government, nanny state, government knows best, dictating the terms to the masses. They're both right there, fascism and communism. Now, they had us believing for decades that the communists were way over here on the left and the fascists were way over here on the right. The biggest load of shit that they've taught us. Stop accepting it. It's not how it is. They're all on the left. They're all authoritarian and totalitarian. The only difference is those two ideologies are responsible for the deaths of hundreds of millions of people throughout the 20th century, while fighting each other for power. After the Second World War, those two ideologies merged to create globalism. That's why everything you see in Canada and around the world is corrupt to the core. Every Western government is corrupt to the core, working with the likes of Zelensky in the Ukraine. Come on. It's all about scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's what the world is now, through global governance, so they can achieve their goals. It's time to reset the mind a little bit. Open yourself up to new information. We need you, Canadians, to grasp the situation, to understand what's happening. It's not capitalism you're whining about. What you're whining about is crony capitalism, otherwise known as fascism. That's what you're witnessing. You're not witnessing free market capitalism by any stretch of the imagination. They need to destroy free market capitalism to achieve global tyranny. That's why they're doing this. That's why they're doing all of it. It's time to understand that. And even folks on the left that have historically been on the left, I don't know what to tell you. You can't possibly want to be dictated to by corporations. You can't possibly want that. But they're using you. You're useful idiots in this fight. You need to reset yourselves. You need to rethink some things and understand what's happening in the world, because it's changed. And they didn't come to tell you about it. Nobody held a town hall meeting to let you know this was going on. But this is the reality. This is the fact. You can't possibly want to live without freedom. You can't possibly want to live in tyranny. Unless you want to live in a box. Unless you want to live in a pod. And your life is completely digital through transhumanism. And you literally live in your box. You can't possibly want to live like that. That's what they want for you. So start to think. Start to reimagine a world that you can't recognize. And a lot of people refuse to acknowledge or recognize it, but it's a fact. It is what it is. It's time.